you, it's your girl, the comic book bombshell, right here, and welcome to my channel. And today, we're doing an episode of Overpowered, Underpowered, comic book characters versus the movie characters. And who's on the menu today? Well, Now, originally Stan Lee wanted this superhero to be gray, but due to ink and printing problems in the 1960s, his color was changed to green. You wouldn't like him when he was angry, and he likes to smear stuff. Figured it out yet? That's right, the Hulk.
Hulk! Smash!
Alright, let's get started. Now, in the comics, the Hulk's strength is directly related to how angry he is. The madder he gets, the stronger he gets. And as far as we know, there's no limit to his strength. He usually hovers around 8 feet tall and weighs in around 1,000 pounds. He's a big dude. Now mind you, the Hulk has taken on multiple forms throughout the years and has even been forced by Apocalypse to serve as one of his horsemen. But here are a few of the most common Hulks we see in the comics, and each are considered to be their own separate personalities, and due to Puny Banner's multiple personality disorder, they are fighting for control of his subconscious. First up is Grey Hulk, which is his smallest and weakest form. Kind of reminds me of the Hulk that we see in Endgame. And when Banner takes on this form, he goes by the name Joe Fix-It, and it displays varied levels of intelligence. Now, the most common form we see is Savage Hulk, and this version speaks in the third person. His emotional capacity of a young temperamental child can lift up to 100 tons and will change during times of anger or distress. He will revert back to Bruce Banner persona after calming down. This is the Hulk Smash version we all know and love. Next up, we have Professor Hulk, which is a combination of Grey Hulk, Savage Hulk, with Bruce Banner's intelligence. Basically, Banner's ideal self. Now, there came a point where Bruce, Savage Hulk, and Grey Hulk were all fighting desperately for control. And Doc Samson tried to help his friend by looking into his mind and helping Bruce confront his emotions over his mother's death at the hands of his father. Professor Hulk had all the Hulk's strength. While in this form, he can lift in excess of 100 tons, but none of the emotional baggage or insecurities of Hulk. Banner seemed in control, but while in this state, he doesn't change back to Bruce Banner. Next, we come to a version of the Hulk that creator Peter David intended to be an insane, evil, alternate version of his merged Hulk, and not a separate personality within Banner. The Maestro, who is from 100 years in the future, where he rules with an iron fist. And his absolutely ruthless nature, now when I mean ruthless, he is by far the most dangerous, and he was even able to defeat the Hulk multiple times in the future in perfect storyline. Next up is my favorite version of the Hulk. Who is it? That's right, World Breaker. Now to date, this is his most powerful, and after being exiled from Earth by the Illuminati, he accidentally lands on the war-torn planet of Sakura, where he is forced to fight as a gladiator. However, he eventually wins and becomes king, gets married, and is expecting his first child. However, his wife is killed in an explosion, and he blames the Illuminati, which consisted of Black Bolt, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Reed Richards. Now, to give you an idea of how angry he is and how crazy powerful he is, the Hulk heads to Earth and proceeds to wreck every single one of them in short order. He single-handedly takes out Doctor Strange, who is channeling the power of Zom, the entire X-Men team, and Juggernaut, Black Bolt, the Fantastic Four, and Iron Man, and he is only stopped after Tony Stark blasts him with a giant military satellite laser and the Sentry is called in. This was like super exciting when that happened too. However, I still think the Hulk could have finished smashing everybody if he wanted to. And this is the version where we don't know the upper limits of his strength. Now, while the Hulk didn't kill anyone, he sure made sure everybody paid by smashing them and everybody else in sight. Fun fact, now at one point in the World War Hulk storyline, Hulk came face to face with Ghost Rider. I was immediately thinking, oh, this is going to be exciting. Because after a short battle, Johnny Blaze loses control of the Ghost Rider entity. And we see the Ghost Rider at full power. And I was expecting this giant battle between the two. However, even Doctor Strange, who was standing on the sidelines with Reed Richards, knows that battle was never going to happen because the Ghost Rider finds the Hulk's cause to be worthy and lets the Hulk go about his business, smashing. Now, if you read the story, you know the Illuminati did that Hulk dirty and his anger is totally justified. And that's where my hatred for Reed Richards began. Now, what's a good story without a little controversy? I'm talking about Horror of the Monster storyline. That's right, it's a storyline, not another version of the Hulk. Blast for me to say? Well, if you go back and reread the story, which I did before this video, you can see at the end of the story, Hulk is totally out of control and threatening the entire Earth with insane amounts of gamma radiation. And this is where Amadeus Cho steps in and tries to calm him down and literally says, "You are turning in to the War Breaker." So that's it. War Breaker Hulk. Not a new version of him. Controversy, smantroversy. Oh, I almost forgot about this little juicy tidbit and this honorable mention. We cannot forget about the insane, incestuous Hulk from Old Man Logan, who spawned a whole tribe of Hulks with his cousin, She-Hulk, who I love and refer to as Hillbilly Hulk. It's pretty much just a crazy version of Savage Hulk, who was driven mad by too much gamma radiation. His appearance is short-lived, however, because after he literally ate Old Man Logan and was feeling pretty proud of himself, a few hours later, Logan's healing factor kicked in and he burst out of the Hulk's belly, killing him. Bye-bye, Hillbilly. Alright, there's just a little taste on the different comic book versions of the Hulk. Now, I know there's a few more, like the Immortal Hulk or Indestructible Hulk, that maybe we'll cover at a later date. But next, we're heading over to the movies. Alright, time for Movie Hulk. Now, just like in the comics, we've had several different iterations. However, in my humblest opinion, all of these have been Savage Hulk. And yes, I'm even talking about Thor Ragnarok. That's Savage Hulk, because World Breaker Hulk would have smashed that movie version all over town. And I think Marvel Disney should have waited till they had the rights to all their characters and made a proper Planet Hulk, World War Hulk movie, because that mishmash they put out, while humorous with baby arms, really didn't do it for me. Next up is probably one of my least favorite portrayals of the Hulk ever. Alright, and I don't care what Kevin Feige says, it's the super lame, jumpsuit wearing, weakling Professor Hulk in Avengers Endgame. Now, please explain to me why he needs a jumpsuit. I mean, we haven't seen the Hulk smash anything until 2.5 movies now. But Black Widow can take on Corvus Glaive in Proxima Midnight and actually hold her own? I'm sorry, what? And all of this is taking place while the Hulk is scared and refusing to come out. Refusing to come out? Scared? What are they thinking? Alright, I mean, I'm all for exploring different dimensions of the Hulk's personality. But if he turns into a wimp after one beating with Thanos and he's not breaking stuff, then what's the point? What's the point of having the Hulk in a movie? Oh, I know. Mark Ruffalo wanted more screen time. Whatever. Since the Hulk has been primarily a supporting character for the last decade, his feats of strength are few and far between, but he's held his own against Thor. Oh, stay tuned for my thought on him. And Ultron, and he defeated the Abomination, and he taken out hordes of Shatari aliens. Pretty good. Now, I'd also like to touch on 2003 Hulk movie. It was a little slow, but I liked it. However, I would like to see Eric Bana get another shot at playing our great friend in a more action-packed movie. But what I'd really like to talk about is a certain aspect of the Hulk's power we see in this movie. Now, we've always known the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. But in this movie, he grows along with his anger. And at one point, he looks to be about 20 feet tall. I don't think that's canon unless you count back, this Lunchables lunchbox. Now, I don't think that's canon unless you count the back of this Lunchables box. Alright, in my opinion, now, the most overpowered Hulk would have to be comic book Hulk. More specifically, World Breaker Hulk, because we still have no idea just what the upper limits of his strength even are. Crazy! And the most underpowered Hulk has to be Movie Hulk, more specifically, the crybaby, whiny, jumpsuit wearing Mark Ruffalo version. Double thumbs down. And his goofy facial expressions actually got on my nerves. It was like he was in pain. What's up with that, Mark? I don't know. Alright, this concludes my latest episode of Overpowered, Underpowered. Now stay tuned to your girl before my Halloween video coming very soon. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and smash that like button. Until next time, see you later. Oh, before I forget, your girl has her own line of merch on Teespring. I'm talking t-shirts and coffee cups and other cool stuff. So check out my link in my bio. And with that, I bid you farewell. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in to my channel for today's episode. I have a lot of things planned with an unbelievable amount of content that I want to share with all of you. This was your comic book bombshell. Until next time, see you later.